Hey, welcome back to the Man Cave Workshop, and thank you so much for joining me again. Moving on, we're still on the chassis on this RT7. Decided not to take this off because that the grub screw in there is so corroded that it's just going to make this disintegrate if we put any more force on it. So I'm on the lookout for another one of them. I've cleaned up this switch bank, and as I was cleaning it, the buttons on here, or knobs, I noticed they were coming freer and freer, and you could just pull them off, which is great because it gives more access to underneath this dial face. Because what I want to do is put a piece of masking tape to hold down where the face has started to lift. Since you last saw it, I gave this this switch bank mechanism a bath with this electrical cleaner, and put little tiny dabs of oil on all the moving parts. So now, as you can see, it works perfectly now. It's brilliant. Now you can see how much dirt is still in this radio. We keep finding these things hiding in all the corners and nooks and crannies. So as I'm going through it, I'm just cleaning it and cleaning it. Next thing I'm going to do is clean up this with the wire wheel, sorry, and attempt to get these wretched little station marker stickers off without damaging the face. I think the way I'm going to do that, what I've done in the past, is just heat it up with a hairdryer, really, get them really warm to soften them up without too much heat that it damages the face, and then peel them off. I'll have to take it in the house to do that, so that'll be off camera. The wire wheel, that's going to make a load of noise. It's just on the end of a drill to clean that up. So I'll get off and do that, and then we'll see what to do next on this set. Okay, so carrying on with this this Robert set we're working on. It's been about a day since I recorded the first part of this video. So as you see, we've really cleaned it up now. Managed to clean up this knob while it was on, and I got access to the back, so I was able to clean out all the dust that was behind it, and stuck some masking tape behind this face to hold these bits that were peeling in. Got the station marker stickers off, although they have left marks like a residue. And it would be nice in future, if I get a spare one of these, because I'm pretty certain this is going to break, to get it off, to be able to pull the dial face off and give it a polish. So what we're going to do for now is just get all this chassis back together. I've actually just started recording, got no tools ready, so it's all as it happens. Oh, that's slipping, isn't it? That's a good start. There we go. Just give that a little bit more. Don't want to over tension these, because you'll end up like this one, not being able to get them off ever again. Let's leave a little bit of a gap in between this one. Give this one a tighten up. Oh, it doesn't matter on this side because it's just. I'll tell you what we'll do. Can we line them up, because they're not in. It's just me, this. You see them? I'd like them to be in line rather than offset, but I think they have to be offset. I'm not sure. Oh no, that's just totally round. There's no notch on that shaft. So which way would that go? Like that. Let's line them up so they're nice and even. That's better. They're nice and even now. I think you got the gist what I did there. I wanted them to line up straight, which they're not perfect at the moment. I'll adjust that afterwards. And let's put this tone knob back on. And that now, yeah, off camera I've cleaned up all these pots as well, so that it's quite free. And now, if you remember at first, when you turned one, the other one turned. Now they turn totally separate of each other, which is good. We've cleaned up this switch bank. Let's get these back on. How do they go? I don't know about you guys working on radios. If I leave a radio for a day or so, I totally forget how things went. Let's get this back on. I know I keep saying it as well, I am working at an awkward angle for me, so you can see what's going on. But it means that the angle I'm looking at the set is a bit awkward. That's better, isn't it, than before? Right, let's put that on one side now. We've done quite a bit on that. It's looking a lot better than before, and we'll move on to this guy next, the grill, which I don't know if you can see, but it's in a state. So this grill, well, this block of wood, this grill. Now I've heard it all. I've tried all different ways of getting these straight. This one is particularly bad, so I don't think we can make it any worse. You never know though. I've heard a good tip is to get a tie press and leave it in, because it heats it up and that flattens it out. Unfortunately, I haven't got one of them. I do have a clothes iron that sometimes I'll put on to heat the metal up, because obviously when metal's warm it flexes more. This one, I can tell it's so bashed in. I don't know how it shows up on the camera, but it's so bashed in with holes that this metal will have all stretched, and it's going to be really tricky to get right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some baking. And basically got a rolling pin, and I'm going to sit here now, and I'm going to put as much force as I can on it and try to roll these dents out. Now, can you see how it's starting to curl up? So now it's curled up. So what I'll do is turn it over, do the same thing on this side, and I'll just sit here and keep doing this process over and over again till we get most or all of the dents out. This one here, you see there's several dings in it. It looks like somebody's hammered it. So what we'll do, I'll get a little hammer, show you, on the other side, and start to just very gently tap them out as well. I don't think we're going to get this one perfect, but we could certainly make it. It's already looking a lot better than it was a second ago. So that's how I'm approaching this. So there we go. We've degreased it, cleaned it up. It's not perfect. Trying to get it in the right light. It might be that we can flip it over. When we do put it back in the set, we'll put it the best side up. It's pretty much all I can do with this grill. It was in quite. I've seen some bad ones. At least it didn't have any holes in it, which I thought it had a hole. But that is much better. That side looks like we might get away with putting that side in, and it looking half good. Depends what sort of light you catch it in. Much better than it was before anyway. So yeah, that's how I do the grills, and that was a particularly bad one. So back to this case. Now, as you can see, there's quite a lot of scuffs and damage to the cloth material. What I'm going to do for now is I'm going to take this badge off, and that's just usually melted in at the back, because I think we've got a new badge to put on this. So we'll take that out. We'll take the base off, because that's all gritty. we'll oil that up and we'll get some. I usually use this stuff called Simple Green. I might give that a go first, and if not, I'm going to use some foam cleaner and see what else. Well, see where we get up to with this case. Like I say, there's if you can see that, some quite bad areas on it, and let's see if we can tidy them up. Okay. So yeah, we're carrying on with this case, and obviously I forgot to press record again. I took it outside, used foam cleaner on it. Since then I have just gone over it lightly with some watered down brown shoe polish, and as you can see, it's not perfect. There's some really dark marks here, and I can't pick them out, I can't get them out. The cracking looks better where the Rexine is it Rexine or leather cloth has cracked, because that's darkened up now. The whole thing looks a bit more vibrant than it was before. So what I'm going to do now is just get some PVA glue and around these cracked areas, just fill them in lightly, just to protect them, to stop them going any worse in the future. And then finally I'm going to use this stuff, which is a leather balm, just to go over and just to help it a little bit. It's not come out like brand new, but this way I think it still keeps its charm a little bit. So that's where we're up to. Next time you see it, I will have done these bits with PVA glue, and we'll have treated it with this leather balm. Right, okay, how are we in shot? So it's been glued down to protect these fragile edges that have cracked or ripped in the past. It's had this leather balm soaking in for a good couple of hours now. Not used that product before on a full case. I've used it on a handle that had gone quite dry. So really it's just to put some nourishment back in to the set, and it leaves it with quite a nice sheen actually, looking at it. So I'm just going to carry on wiping all the excess off this, and then leave it again to soak in for another hour or so, and then we'll start reassembling this set, I think. Oh yeah, we've got the turntable on the bottom. I've put some thin oil down that, so it's no longer all gritty, and did give these ends a little bit of a polish up, and now they've got this leather balm on them. So that's where we're up to. So I'm just putting this back together, and I'm trying to get you in here so you can see what's going on. I hope it's focusing okay. I wasn't going to show anything, it's just the reversal of taking the thing apart, but I just thought you might want to see this. When you get like these nuts and bolts, they're in a bit of a tricky area. I'm just trying to see how I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it without my hands getting in the way. And sometimes it's really tricky to get in. And let me find the nut that's going to go on there. I'll just show you what I do. I've got these tweezers, and what you can do is put the nut on the end of them like that. Let's move it down a little bit, and then I'm gonna put that bit on top of that bolt head there, and then I'm going to squeeze them together, and the nut will fall down into place. So are we in shot? Let me just try and demonstrate it. So I do that, pop that on there, drop it in, and then just with these other tweezers, just start it going on the thread. It's obviously not going to play now. It's fiddly. It's a fiddly. Oh, you can't see, can you? It's a fiddly thing to do anyway. But I just find this method the easiest. So you see that's on there now, ready to have the socket put on and screw back in. Okay. Right, let's get in shot. So there we go. There's this Roberts RT7 all back together. What can I say? Now it looks like a cared for old radio. There's no grittiness when it spins anymore, and it does look in better condition. All the capacitors are done. It hasn't got them horrible dial markers on it anymore. The buttons work, no problem. Everything's cleaned up. Let's have a look in the back. Oh, I'll tell you what I've got to do. I've got to solder the speaker wire back on and the aerial wire back on, and then we can give it a test. I've took well, off camera, I've put one of the PP9 battery snaps on, like the cardboard ones, so it looks a bit more correct for the radio. Okay, I'll wire these back up and then we'll give it a spin. Right, okay, so we've got the speaker wires back on and the aerial wire back on, and we've got a PP9 battery in it. Now this moves about quite a lot, so I think the last job I'll do on this radio is just put a little stay in it here, just to hold the battery and stop it wobbling about, because it obviously was made for a bigger battery. Let's get the back door closed on it and give it a spin. Oh, there is a new badge to go on this one, and let's show it you now. It's having this badge. The reason I've not fixed it in properly yet is because I want to do work on the PP9 battery stay to stop that moving around. Okay, let's wrap this video up. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Let's give this a test. So we'll go to long wave first.
We'll hear what they say. It is tempting to gaze closely at the numbers each day to try and discern some flattening of the curve of infection. We will succumb to that temptation in the latest evidence.
Okay, off, and the switch bank's working. Let's try medium wave.
Canadian Grand Prix in June, with the subsequent races and indeed the hot.
It's time to call for currently having to stay because they are a family member of sick. Bosses say they will be the first to be tested for the infection.
Also died at the age of 85, though it's not linked to the...
And of course the switch bank's working then. So that's it for this RT7. Like I say, it doesn't look brand new. It looks like a looked after, cared for, well used Roberts RT7. So thank you for watching, and as always, be good to each other and stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.